He don't want to accept help, does he? So I think he'd be a bit reluctant to do it because he probably doesn't think that things are that bad.
You know, if he's not in the best frame of mind, he's probably not going to be like exactly motivated. So he may be seeing it more of as a chore kind of thing, and like it's not the most positive way to think about it. But he's dragging himself there because he's out of options.
I'm going to feel very anxious and scared because he's spent a lot of time on his own and that and what he's gone through. He might not want to talk to anyone. He probably won't want to open up properly, especially to people who he doesn't know. He's met for the first time. You know, with how bad things really are and how he's feeling.
He would be frightened of meeting anybody at all under the circumstances. How does he get there? Is it by taxi or by bus or whatever? Is he going to be able to get onto anything? Can he walk all the way to the hospital?
At first, I think he would feel a bit daunted.
Going on any sort of public transport is going to be a really big problem to him.
Very anxious, and you might think, oh, I can't do this. He might feel like people will judge him. He doesn't want to be judged, and that his whole world's come crashing down on him. And they might think they're out to get him. He might think they'll section him. He doesn't want to be sectioned. And
if I was going there for like care or something, I'd be like fearful. I'd be in a more stressed state. I'd be expecting the worst.
He'll think that hospital means COVID. If he hasn't had any experience since the COVID pandemic started.
It's difficult because, you know, these places are usually rushed and they've got a lot of people coming in, so it's just looking past that, like, okay, so we've just got to get them through the process and decide what we're going to do with them as quick as possible and really see them as a person and what they're going through.
He needs to think that it's done the first stop, instead of belittling himself and saying he's not done much. He needs to think that he has done much. He's just done a little step, and that's enough. Just supporting him and guiding him and reassuring him, and just having the time. The most important thing, time, to give the patient time and understanding, and just be very patient and not be short with them, like not interrupt them when they're talking and being impatient. Just be guiding to them, to support. Make sure they're all right and reassured.
Well, it's all the people that he comes into contact with, the nurses and the ambulance staff, and he'll be gaining his confidence by all the reassurances he gets from them. That's what it's all about, getting that trust in them, and also he'll gain the trust in himself because he's learning more and more, and he'll be considering them as his friends.
They've set up like a plan for him, an ongoing thing, so it doesn't feel like he's on his own and he's isolated.
The follow-up plan as well, so like you're walking away not like, oh well, that happened, that's done now. I guess I'll just, go back to his position that he's in, but having that follow-up plan, thinking like, okay, well, no matter what that experience is at the hospital, I know that my next step is going to be, so-and-so, and I don't have to worry about just in his position as well, being isolated again and just going back to exactly how it was before.
He wants to feel proud of himself and uplifted by what he's done. And what he's done has helped him. If he goes to help somebody else, he can look back on what he's achieved and teach the experiences that he's been through. Because if they think they can't be helped, like he did, he'll reassure them and make them realise that they can be helped, because he could be helped.
I've connected with a person today, kind of thing, like a nurse or someone.
You could go one day and have a really bad experience, and then you could go another day and have a good, positive experience.
And I think it is very important that he gets the assurances that he needs by all the staff. And I think once he's got that, he will feel much more comfortable and he will develop and grow.
I think the nursing staff might help him. Say, if somebody's quite cheerful, like the nurses are cheerful or the porters are cheerful with you, it makes you feel a bit better, doesn't it? When you have a bit of humour and everything. That's where I feel personally as well. If I'm having a bad time, a bit of humour makes you laugh a bit and you feel better, don't you?
He likes to dance as well at the hospital.
That they listen to him.
Well, just simply the matter of getting the reassurance that you can get to A to B in the hospital. It's very difficult for anyone with all the different, in a huge hospital, to know that he'll be taken to exactly where his appointment is will be very, very good and reassuring for him.
If you have an injury or something and, some aftercare when you come out of hospital, rather than just give you a leaflet, someone actually comes to speak to you who's going to be helping you afterwards. Yeah, instead of just, it is a leaflet. Like, I've been drinking a lot, I've been drinking every day. It is a leaflet for you. Rather than that, because, that can sometimes happen, or it used to happen. But someone actually sees you and an appointment's made to speak to someone afterwards. So you're not just left. So he's not just left to do it himself. Things are getting organised and support. Appointments are getting made for him and that, and reminders. Things like that. So he's not just left alone.